Good morning, you guys. I'm going to share a recipe with you guys today. What makes it special is the majority of this are things that we grew. Also, some of it is from our food storage. Why is this significant? Well, actually, this is the beginning of a month-long thing that my husband and I are going to be doing. It's both out of experiment and out of necessity, if that makes any sense. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to eat mostly, like 90%, out of what we grow and what's in our food storage. We will be picking up a few things from the grocery store here and there, but we're trying to keep what we spend at the grocery store down to like $20 a week. So we're going to try that. It's something that we've talked about doing, but we've never done intentionally. And so it'll be kind of neat to see what we can do. It's going to be interesting. Why is it a necessity? Well, for one thing, our income situation has changed. I am now home full time. Not something that we planned for, but I believe that there is a purpose, and I am looking for ways to make money without leaving my house. So I'm going to be looking for virtual assistant type jobs, things like that. So that is, it makes me nervous, but at the same time, it's really exciting. So that means you're going to be seeing a lot more of me on my channel and on my blog. So be looking for those. We've also had to dip into our savings a lot here recently. So with all that being said, this month, for the next 30 days or however long we can, we are going to try to spend no more than $20 a week on groceries, eating mostly out of the garden and out of our food storage. My husband went to the grocery store yesterday. He spent $30. That includes paper towels, his deodorant and shampoo. We had to stock up on just some staple items. Like I needed more flour, all-purpose flour. He got some rice because we were completely out of rice. You can't do beans and rice with no rice. Eggs, Aldi's has eggs still in our area for 49 cents a dozen, so he got a couple of dozen. A gallon of milk was 99 cents, so he got a couple of gallons of that. Bread and lunch meat, which of course I will be making bread from here on out, which I'm almost out of yeast, so that's kind of a thing. I needed more cooking oil, so he had to get more olive oil. You know, so just things like that, staple items. So, so that was $30. That should last us a couple of weeks. So I'm really kind of excited to see how this is going to go. So I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you what we're going to have for supper tonight. Majority of it are things that I grew or made homemade from scratch. The rest of it is what I already had on hand. So tonight we are having chicken tortilla soup. Yeah, so here we go. Okay, I'm just going to show you what I've got so far. So in my crock pot, I have one large chicken breast. It's frozen. The reason why I'm just doing one is because I want the beans and the veggies to make up the bulk of it. That's how we're going to save money. Okay, so one large frozen chicken breast. I have 4 cups of homemade chicken broth, 2 cups of homemade salsa, and then 2 cups of water in there. What I'm going to add, okay, I've got my black beans doing a quick soak, which is where you rinse them, you cover them in water, you boil them for 2 minutes, take them off the heat, and then let it sit for an hour. I may let mine sit a little bit longer. So that's a quick soak. And once I do that, then I will cook the whole pot. Take out what I need for this recipe, freeze what I don't need for meals in the future. Okay, so I'm going to season. I have some sea salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, and some chili powder. If I had cumin, I'd put it in there, but I ran out and I had completely forgot. Okay, so I have a bell pepper from the garden. I'm gonna add some chopped up carrots. I'm gonna chop those pretty fine because my husband doesn't love cooked carrots, but I think if I cut them up small enough that he won't notice. Same thing with this half a zucchini. This is a zucchini from the garden that I had left over from something else. My kids don't love it, but if I cut it up small enough, they won't know it's in there. I've got a bag of corn from the garden. It's frozen, so I'm trying to get it to thaw out enough I can break it up and put it in here. Okay, So it's Georgia. Okay, so I'm just using my food chopper to cut this up where it's small enough that nobody recognizes it. But I just put the corn in and it really filled up the pot. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in there. All right, got a bunch of carrots in there. Okay, I forgot to show you. I just put in the bell pepper. I did half of a pepper, and then I did half of the onions. Those are, like I said, both from the garden. And I put it in there. So that was onion powder. I'm gonna add a little bit of chili powder, some garlic powder. Sorry, my camera work is not that great. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some sea salt. This is already looking really good, and it's not even, I'm not even turning the crock pot on yet. Okay, so that's all I can get in there for right now. And my beans have already come to a boil. Whoops. So I've got them sitting off to the side to do their soak. And I'm going to just put a lid on this. And we'll come back to it later. I've got it on low. I'm gonna clean up my mess, let that go, and when we come back, I'll probably be adding the beans to it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to show you what I've got going on here. So, my beans have soaked for a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I drained them, rinsed them, put them back in the pot, filled the pot almost completely full with water. I added some chicken base, salt, pepper, garlic, and now I'm gonna let this simmer. I've got it kind of on low, it's like at the 4. And I'm just gonna let this simmer for, I think it's gonna take a couple of hours. But I will keep checking on it. Once they're done, I'm gonna scoop out what I want to put into my crock pot with my stuff. And then what doesn't get used, I'm gonna let this cool completely, and then I'm gonna bag it in quart size Ziploc bags and then stick them in the freezer for later use. So I'm gonna keep this slightly covered. I'll show you what this is looking like so far. It smells amazing. It smells very fresh and vibrant. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. But yeah, you can see, that's the chicken, but you can kind of see the tomatoes and the onions and the corn and the zucchini and the peppers, and it just smells so good. All right, so we're gonna let that keep cooking, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, I wanted to show you what we've got going on right here. The beans simmered for about 2 hours until they were nice and tender. I spooned out about the equivalent of 3 cans of beans and put them in my soup. Now I did taste the soup and it needed some more seasoning, so I added more onion powder, and it really does need more salsa to kind of give it that chicken tortilla flavor. It looks like my chicken is starting to fall apart, so I'm probably going to go ahead and just take this out. Sorry, I keep looking at what I'm doing and not at what's in the camera here. Okay, I'm going to shred that. I'm going to put it back into the soup. But look at that. That is going to make for a really hearty meal. Okay, so I've got my chicken shredded. I added more salsa, and I also added, I found a packet of chili seasoning, and I went ahead and added that in there because it needed something else. So now it's tasting a little bit more like chili, but it's still really good. All right, that's how we're gonna make this meal stretch. When we come back, it'll be supper time, and I will be plating this up. Okay, party people, it is supper time. Get this out of the way. Here we go. So we've got black beans, corn from the garden, salsa made from stuff from the garden. Ooh, I'm gonna make a mess. We've got zucchini from the garden. We've got onions from the garden. We've got carrots that are store-bought, although I do have some growing in the garden. Probably could have used it. Let's see, homemade chicken broth, and seasonings. And that, ladies and gents, is supper. We do have some home canned jalapenos that we would top with it, but it's really already kind of spicy. So anyway, so that is supper from the garden and from food storage. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you give this a try. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Google+. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the description box below. And until next time.